Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another 3v3 Fastest Map on StarCraft Brood Wars Remastered. Today we're going to jump into replay number 63. It is a game from 7 years ago, done on September 27th. We've got 2 Zerg, 2 Terran, 2 Protoss, 15-minute game. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what we have here. Alright. Team number 1, in the top left corner, we've got Good Game Lads, the White Terran. All the way in the bottom left corner, we've got Grooves, the Teal Zerg. And then in the middle, all sort of lined up together, which is nice, is the Purple Protoss, John Redcorn, 1129. So we see Zerg, Protoss, Terran for team number 1, so it should be the same thing for team number 2. This should be an interesting battle. As we look at team number 2 in the bottom right corner, we've got one way or another the red Zerg. And then we've got dude named Hero, the yellow Terran. And then lastly, we've got the Protoss, Pilkin, the blue Protoss. Alright. So PTZ. You don't usually see those kinds of battles, so we'll go ahead and speed things up as we get going in the beginning, and we'll take a look at APM. We see Good Game Lads up here in the corner. Is it about 200 APM, and one way or another, not too far behind of everyone else, below 80 there. So really could be anyone's game early on. As you see, we're at a scintillating 20 right here. Alright, so we're seeing Yellow does have a nice little wall off starting here. But he does not have much. Here comes White with a SCV, a couple SCVs. Alright, in the meantime, doing a little bit of front defense is blue. We're really wanting to rush here. Not quite sure what White's doing. Got some SCVs just mixed in to his Marine army for some reason. Right, he's got some guys sitting outside of Yellow's base. I'm sending 5 zealots. I've got more coming, but I don't really feel like, how are we going to rush? Teal's not participating. White doesn't have all that much. I think at this point Yellow is pretty secure. I don't think that's going to stop us, though. As here we go. Alright, White coming in behind this, but Zealots. Alright, well we do kill the one bunker. That was probably the one that was the most full. Alright, so now we're attacking this other one. This one's also full, though. Alright, we're having that trouble with the bottleneck. Yellow trying to walk through this barracks. I don't know if that's the smartest thing in the world to do. Blue sending some units up to help, and the repair comes. White, who sends 2 injured Marines to the mineral line. Actually, that does make Yellow react by sending all of his SCVs down here. What a crazy, seemingly overreaction. Alright, so I'm sending stuff into Yellow. Blue counterattacking White. I think White should be able to hold this off with a bunker and a bunch of Marines. Yep. This is a lot of Zealots, though. Alright, so they do try to push in. They can just come right down here on top of the supply depots, but White's getting on top of these, and Blue's not really making this work out. Alright, so now Yellow still has a bunker up, but that's all that's keeping him alive right now. In the meantime, all of his workers are down here. White's just sitting here, like, guarding them. That is so strange. Look at this. Alright, now he's on top of them. He gets 1. He might get 2 with those Marines. And they finally go down. Alright, here comes more Zealots. Alright, he does have a few Marines left. He's going to try to be healing this. SCV's going down. Alright, the bunker goes down. The Marines go down. They go into the other bunker. Here comes Blue to try to save the day. Here comes White with a bunch more units. In the meantime, Teal just sitting down here. I'd like to say macroing up, but I don't... Well, yeah, I guess he's got some hatcheries down there. He's getting lurkers going, and then this guy, Hydralisks and some Zerglings. So I imagine they're going to make themselves known here. Alright, so White here, pushing in. Blue using the Zealots to try to thin this herd. But it's not quite enough. These bunkers are really doing work here. And with the bunkers and the Zealots, he's going to survive. Alright, here I come. Purple going to try to finish the job, but here's Red to save the day. These Hydralisks. Getting eaten up, though, but there's more of them. There's a lot of Zealots, though. We do have a pretty big army of them. Blue now coming in to try to help out. That should be all she wrote for... And Teal's just chilling. Yeah, I'm saying, like, do you want to get involved in the game here? As Red sends Hydralisks everywhere. Oh, and here's White. Oh, look at this. I didn't even notice this happening. He brings in the barracks with the fire bats. White now with 3 workers. Oh my goodness, what a play. I just can't even believe that I didn't see that. I have to go back and see when that occurred. Alright, so he had it at the 6-minute mark. Sort of getting it ready, but when did he build it? He had it there, yeah, at the exact 6-minute mark. We'll keep going back and seeing when this finally got put down. Alright, he built it and flew it over. Let's go and see. Wow, he built it and flew it over and then waited all this time. We were at about the 7:30-minute mark when he finally used this to attack. So we're watching him set this up. There they come. And absolutely nothing for them to do. They do end up taking it out and finding it, but it did its damage. That pretty much makes White or Yellow like inconsequential for quite a while now. Alright, so in the meantime, Red's starting to get a little bit strong, but he doesn't have a ton of hatcheries. Teal still building... He's building so much defense, but he's not getting attacked, so I don't understand why he feels the need to build so many. Alright, here comes Red attacking Teal. I guess now I was wrong. That he didn't need all this defense, because here comes Red, but he has lurkers plus a ton of sunken colonies. This is not going to go well for Red. He knows right away. That's not where he wants to be. Alright, here we go. We're moving in on Yellow just to finish the job. No mercy here. I like it. Alright, here comes the stim pack. He's doing a pretty good job holding this for all intents and purposes, but just too much pressure coming at him here. Here comes Red and Blue, though, from behind. White kind of holding them off. White holding them off as I sort of move in to just finish the job here. In the meantime, Red completely changes course, and now he's going to go for White, and this could be very bad for White. I do have enough that I could probably come help him, though. And still, at the same time, Teal... Alright, looks like he's setting up a lurker drop of some kind, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Red with a really good counterattack here. That was a really smart play. Yellow... Looks like he has just enough to survive, but he's pretty much dead. Alright, here I come with some Zealots. Blue is inside with Zealots. That's really, really bad. I was trying to use that bunker to help. Alright, here come these Zealots. They're not upgraded, but they do have speed. And they should do a pretty good job against a lot of these Hydralisks. They're thinning the herd, but there's not quite enough of them to, I think, clear the board here. Yeah, not enough. But White now getting some units up. We'll have some stuff that can help. Here comes Teal. Finally, Teal getting involved. In the meantime, setting up this big drop. I don't think Red is ready for this at all. Oh, here we go. Now, they are seen because of the Overlords, but it doesn't matter. There's so many of them. It just completely tears up the Hydralisk. He's going to take out the Hydralisk Den. They're trying to take out these lurkers, but they just can't do it. They're just getting destroyed as they're coming in. Or in the meantime, Blue pushing in on White. I'm trying to save him. These Zealots are kind of helping. Blue just streaming units in, though. This is really tough for White. Alright, Red continuing to send units to deal with this. He finally takes it out. He did get the Hydralisk Den taken, but he can rebuild that pretty easy. Would have liked to have seen him reposition them towards the economy. Alright, here come some Zealots that I think will be able to finally clean up this attack that they put on White. Here comes Blue with more units. Not a lot of upgrades that I'm seeing for anyone. Alright, Purple's got some coming in. Teal's got some coming in. Blue's got Storm coming in. He's got a couple of Templar. Here comes Teal with a few units to help save the day. He's got 1/1 Hydralisk now. That can be a big difference. Alright, here comes Red just sending a few Zerglings in. I don't think that's really going to do much anything. Alright, wild game we got going on. Alright, here's Teal. They're still sending guys in. White's economy, though, is still kind of there, so he could start. Yeah, he's already building some tanks up there, or some factories up there. Alright. Man, what a game. This is a crazy battle. Alright, so looking pretty nice there. Got a lot of gateways. Alright, here's Blue. He's got way more, and he is just pumping units out. He is keeping tons of pressure. Alright, now if Teal can get these lurkers down, that'll really make a difference. Blue continuing the pressure. Trying to hold him off. These lurkers are still ways away from getting out. Alright, nope. Here come a few. And that'll turn the tide, for sure. Oh, but he does use Storm. And that absolutely wipes them out. Oh my goodness, what a play by Blue. Pilkin is just absolutely punishing. Alright, here comes Purple from behind with a lot of units. Dark Templar goes down. Here comes Red attacking Teal. Teal at 2-2 now with Hydralisks. If ever there was a time for Teal to come alive and do something, it would be right now. Like, he has got huge economy. He's got huge supply. He's got plenty of hatcheries. Like, he just needs to start pumping units out. Alright, unfortunately, White got Templar smashed by Blue. And he's got a Dark Templar running around. A couple Dark Templar running around. Alright. Red is getting attacked by Teal. Teal has definitely got him on his heels after that initial assault. And then here I come to help make sure that this happens. Alright, in the meantime, Blue... I'm sure Blue's trying to figure out what he's going to do now with his compadre out. And he will tap out. Good job by Teal. Took him long enough, but he finally made the play he needed to close this game out. And I think we're just going to redirect our ire now on Blue. I'm sure he'll do his best to hold. Yellow's got a few units out. That's good for him to keep keep on keeping on. But that will be all she wrote. And the good game is thrown in, and he throws in the towel. Pilkin, who played a great game, will have to just concede, and that was a heck of a game, folks. Really, really nice job by Teal at the end to use his massive, I mean, that's one of the things about this game. This is one of these games where that early lead means everything. So it's good to see that early lead mean something there. Or there's always that. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is that there's always that one person who doesn't get attacked. So he did a good job of getting macroing up, getting a big economy lead, and then attacking at the end. We were kind of left in the lurch there with a 2v2 that we were sort of losing, but he made it happen for us. But anyways, thank you for joining me for this replay, and I'll catch you on the next one.